Subaru spent decades building one of the most loyal fan bases in the entire automotive world. We are talking about people who put Subaru stickers on their Subarus so other Subaru owners know they also drive a Subaru. People who named their dogs after their car models. People who will argue with complete strangers on the internet for 3 hours about why the Boxer engine is superior to everything else ever made. It is a passionate community. It is a devoted community. And Subaru looked at all of that loyalty and said, you know what would be a great idea? Let us add features that slowly and quietly destroy the very things that made people fall in love with us in the first place. Today, we are covering the most dangerous features in modern Subarus. Not dangerous like your car is going to explode, dangerous like your wallet is going to feel it, your engine is going to suffer for it, and your transmission is quietly sending you a letter of resignation while you sit there thinking everything is completely fine. We've got 5 features on this list, and the 4th one is the one that makes mechanics laugh every single time because owners are doing this voluntarily and calling it fun. Let's get into it. Feature number 1 is the one Subaru owners have politely nicknamed the Auto Start-Stop system. The engineers call it an eco feature. Reddit calls it something far less family-friendly, and honestly, Reddit has a point. Here's how it works. You pull up to a red light, your engine shuts off completely, and your car sits there in silence like it has simply given up on the day. You did not ask for this. Nobody in the history of buying a car has ever said, I really wish my engine would die every time I stop, but here we are. The fuel savings argument is real, but it is also hilariously small. We're talking about half a tank of fuel saved per year. Half a tank. Meanwhile, every single time that engine shuts off and restarts, your oil stops circulating. Your crankshaft and camshafts are sitting on a thin film of oil, waiting for pressure to build back up. In normal driving, this happens a handful of times, but in city traffic, with auto start-stop doing its thing, owners are triggering this cycle 60 to 80 times during a single commute. You're giving your engine 60 cold starts a day and calling it eco-friendly. And because Subaru uses a horizontally opposed Boxer engine, which vibrates differently during restart than almost any other engine design, that restart jolt you feel is worse than on most other cars. One Forester owner on the forums described pulling up to a green light and his car simply refusing to restart. Engine dead, dashboard beeping, cars behind him honking. He had to put it in park and manually restart the engine at a busy intersection while 12 cars sat behind him judging his life choices. He said it happened so often that jump-starting himself became part of his morning routine, like stretching or drinking coffee, except humiliating. The fix costs $20. There's a device called an Auto Stop Eliminator that plugs directly into your OBD port under the dashboard and permanently disables the system. $20 to protect your starter motor, your battery, your engine bearings, and your dignity at traffic lights. Buy it today. Feature number 2 is EyeSight. Now hold on before you type angry comments. EyeSight is genuinely impressive technology. Pre-collision braking, lane keep assist, adaptive cruise control that actually works. The hardware is good. The problem is not the system. The problem is what happens to the human brain when the system exists. EyeSight uses 2 small cameras behind your rear-view mirror to watch the road. 2 cameras that get confused by heavy rain, thick fog, direct sunlight at dawn or dusk, a dirty windshield, frost, construction zone markings, or honestly, sometimes just a bad Tuesday. And when those cameras lose confidence in what they're seeing, the entire system shuts off. Every safety feature gone, instantly. No gradual handover, just a beep and a warning light, and suddenly you're fully responsible again. The danger is not the shutdown itself. The danger is that some Subaru owners have started treating EyeSight like a co-driver rather than a backup system. They half pay attention. They let the lane keep assist do the steering corrections. They trust the adaptive cruise completely. And when EyeSight suddenly checks out at 70 miles per hour on the highway, they're not ready. That's not Subaru's fault. That's a human overconfidence problem that the technology accidentally created. Use EyeSight as a safety net.
Eyes on the road, hands on the wheel, every single time. Feature number 3 is something no one talks about, but everyone who has owned an older Subaru has experienced: the infotainment system that decides to become completely useless at random intervals. We're talking about freezing screens, Bluetooth that connects and then immediately disconnects like it's emotionally unavailable, Apple CarPlay that works 3 days a week on a schedule only the car understands, and backup cameras that show you a perfectly clear image of where you were 2 seconds ago, rather than where you are now. Consumer Reports flagged Subaru multiple times between 2019 and 2023 for reliability issues heavily concentrated in electronics and infotainment. Owners have reported navigation systems that rerouted them confidently in the wrong direction, climate control screens that stopped responding to touch entirely, radio systems that cranked up to maximum volume spontaneously at 6 in the morning. One owner said their display screen froze on a loading screen for 11 days straight. They drove around for a week and a half with a spinning loading icon where their dashboard used to be. The good news is that most of these issues are software-related and can be resolved with a system update or a hard reset. The bad news is that Subaru dealers often charge a diagnostic fee to perform updates that should have been pushed automatically. We'll cover the full reset procedure in a separate video, so you never have to pay a dealer to do something that takes 4 minutes. Feature number 4. This is the one that makes mechanics smile knowingly: Subaru Sport Mode. Most modern Subarus have a sport button or paddle shifters that simulate manual gear changes inside the CVT transmission. You press Sport, the throttle sharpens up, the simulated gear holds longer, and it genuinely feels more engaging. Feels like you have a real performance car for about 30 seconds until you remember what you're sitting in. Here's the reality. A CVT transmission uses a steel belt running between 2 variable width pulleys. It's an engineering marvel built for smooth, efficient, gentle operation. It is not built for hard launches. It is not built for holding high RPM under load. It is not built for what Sport Mode encourages you to do. Every aggressive pull from a stop in Sport Mode causes the belt to slip slightly on the pulleys. That slipping generates heat. That heat accelerates belt wear and degrades the CVT fluid faster than normal. Do this regularly and you're cutting years off a transmission that costs $5,000 to $8,000 to replace. The people who get 200,000 miles from their CVT are the ones who drive like they're transporting a wedding cake on the passenger seat. Smooth acceleration, gentle braking, no drama. Drive like that and your transmission thanks you. Drive like you're auditioning for a street racing movie and your transmission sends you an invoice. Feature number 5 is simple but devastating: running your Subaru on cheap off-brand oil. The Boxer engine has a unique horizontal cylinder layout, which means oil distribution works differently than in a conventional engine. The head areas are particularly sensitive to oil quality and viscosity. Subaru specifies synthetic oil for good reason. Owners who go to a quick lube shop and let them dump in whatever bulk conventional oil they have on the shelf are setting themselves up for accelerated wear on the camshafts and valve seals. It's not immediate, it's slow, but by the time you notice the symptoms, the damage is already done. Always use the correct viscosity synthetic oil. Check your owner's manual. This one costs nothing extra to get right. So, there you have it. Subscribe to the channel for more tips that keep your Subaru healthy and your repair bills where they belong, which is as close to zero as possible. Thanks for watching.